The scream tore through the Missouri morning like a shotgun blast. It was 7:42 a.m. at Willow Creek Ranch when the sharp crack of electricity echoed from the north fence. I was on the porch with my grandpa, Henry Mason, sipping iced tea, when we heard the zap, followed by a heavy thud. Then came the moaning, a grown man wailing like a toddler. We bolted toward the sound and found him sprawled in the thorny grass, his khaki uniform twisted, one boot caught in the fence he'd just climbed. His name tag read Derek Holt, Pineview HOA Patrol. He was twitching, arm flung out like he'd auditioned for a bad play. Grandpa grunted. Serves him right. Derek was lucky. Grandpa hadn't cranked the fence to full power yet. But here's the kicker. Nobody invited this guy. No call, no knock, no gate. He'd scaled our fence, a fence Grandpa built after the HOA started their inspections last year. Grandpa checked Derek's pulse, muttered, still breathing, and spotted a clipboard under his arm. He snatched it, eyes narrowing as he read. Target, 188 Willow Creek Ranch. Unauthorized chicken coop. Immediate photos required. My stomach dropped. They were back for our coop again. Grandpa's voice was low, dangerous. Time to give him something worth writing about. He marched off, clipboard in hand, mumbling about a bigger battery. That was just the start. I'm Ethan Carter, 28, born and raised in this quiet Missouri hollow. Grandpa Henry's the toughest man I know, a Vietnam vet who ran this ranch for 50 years and still drives a tractor better than most. After Mom passed, I moved back to help him. We grow vegetables, raise chickens, and care for 5 rescue dogs. Life was calm until Pineview HOA slithered in. We're not even part of their fancy subdivision, 2 miles down the road, where every house looks like it was stamped from a mold. Somehow, they decided our ranch fell under their beautification clause. Letters turned to emails, then surprise walkthroughs. Grandpa warned their director, next one hops my fence, they're hopping to the next world. They didn't listen. Meet the players. Grandpa Henry, welder, chicken whisperer, allergic to khakis and the word compliance. Me, Ethan, ex-mechanic, now ranch hand and part-time wrangler of our dramatic rooster, Rusty. Then there's Margaret Klein, HOA president, a 50-something with lipstick sharp enough to cut glass and a voice like a grinding saw. She'd marry a rule book if it had a ring. Her lackey, Derek Holt, the guy now groaning on our grass, thinks a clipboard makes him a cop. Last month, they called our coop unsightly. We told them we're not their toy town. They claimed it disrupted the community vibe. Grandpa nearly choked on his tea. We ignored them. They escalated. 2 weeks ago, a red-lettered final warning landed in our mailbox. Grandpa burned it and fertilized his roses with the ashes. Then things got weird. Trash was dumped in our pasture. Our gate was left open, and goats were wandering. A drone is buzzing overhead. Sheriff Tom Reed, an old friend, warned us the HOA was out of control, but we needed proof. So Grandpa rigged the fence. Low voltage, solar-powered, legal, with big yellow signs. Electric fence. Do not climb. Margaret called it aggressive. We called it survival. Today was the first zap. But as Grandpa returned with wire and a plan, 2 HOA SUVs rolled up. This wasn't over. My name's Ethan Carter, and this is the story of how our ranch became a battleground. Pineview HOA thought they could bully us into submission, but they didn't know who they were messing with. That morning, as Derek limped away, Margaret stepped out of her SUV, camera in hand, yelling, "This isn't over." Grandpa sipped his tea. "Oh, darling, it's just beginning." Then an SUV gunned for our side gate. Grandpa didn't flinch. "Wrong gate," he muttered. The vehicle hit the wood, boom. Smoke hissed from its hood. Grandpa's pressure-triggered flare box, a legal anti-theft device, had done its job. The driver, a young HOA goon in sunglasses, stumbled out, coughing. Margaret screamed, "You're a maniac, Henry." Grandpa toasted her with his tea. "Bless your heart, Margaret. See you in court." Before the HOA, our ranch was peaceful. I brought my girlfriend, Lily, here once. She loved the silence. No traffic, just chickens and wind. She adored Grandpa's stories of meeting Grandma at a diner and building this place. When Lily moved to Chicago, I stayed. Duty over love. Then, Pineview HOA arrived. It started small, letters about nuisance animals. They claimed our coop smelled, which was nonsense. Our nearest neighbor sells fertilizer. Derek showed up, all fake smiles, asking to walk the property. Grandpa shut him down. But Derek kept coming, snapping photos, once hiding in our bushes. We set up cameras, built the fence, and posted signs. Still, they came. That night, Grandpa pulled an SD card from a trail cam. Trespassing, caught red-handed, he said. Hope flickered. Maybe Sheriff Tom would act. But at 2:17 a.m., I heard gravel crunch. 3 figures in tactical gear, private security, not HOA, crept toward the fence. My heart raced. I woke up Grandpa. Showtime, he whispered. As one reached for bolt cutters, Operation Rooster Guard kicked in. Sparks erupted, alarms screamed, and floodlights turned night to day. Rusty the Rooster dive-bombed one guy, who tripped over a bucket. Grandpa jammed their radios. Let's see him call for help now. We recorded everything. 5 minutes later, Sheriff Tom's cruisers rolled in. The men, led by a guy named Victor Lane, were zip-tied in the grass. Tom turned to Grandpa. Henry, what did you build out here? Grandpa grinned. Just a chicken protector. Margaret arrived, pearls gleaming, shrieking about unregulated animals. Tom cut her off. You sent armed men onto private land. Margaret, that's a felony. She stormed off, vowing to lawyers. Back on the porch, Grandpa stared at the stars. Though the war ended when I came home, he said. But we're still fighting. I nodded. This land's ours. The next morning, a lawsuit landed. Pineview HOA versus Carter Ranch, plus a zoning petition to turn our land into their suburb. We had 30 days. We hit the ground running. Sheriff Tom gathered footage. At the community center, Ms. Evelyn, the librarian, dug up a 1974 homestead protection for our ranch. They need community votes to rezone, she said. Get the town on your side. We posted videos online. Derek zapped the midnight raid. The county Facebook group exploded. Thousands shared, commenting, "Stand with Henry." Margaret sent a cease and desist, claiming defamation. Then a news crew arrived. Grandpa told reporter Sarah Lane, "This land feeds people, heals people. What's Pineview done but polish driveways?" The broadcast went viral, showing Derek's fall and Margaret dodging questions. Then they crossed the line. Someone slashed our coop fence and sprayed "comply" or "move" on our barn. Rusty was gone. Grandpa stared at his empty perch, silent. "They want to break us," he said. "But this ranch is who we are." We rented the community hall. Hundreds showed up. Grandpa held up Rusty's photo. "They can take a bird, but not our roots." The crowd roared. Outside, Margaret watched from her SUV, Rusty caged in her back seat. My blood boiled. Sheriff Tom saw it too. "We'll get her," he said. We chased her to the HOA clubhouse. Margaret smirked, claiming Rusty wandered. I showed vet papers. Tom shut her down. "You're done." Grandpa got in her face. "You stole like a coward. Now you'll see a real community fight back." Rusty waddled back to Grandpa's arms. The next morning, county assessors arrived, claiming violations to hike our taxes. Then, an injunction to freeze ranch operations. Margaret was trying to bankrupt us. But Ms. Evelyn found gold. Pineview's land claim was never finalized. 1 week, she said, and their case collapses. At 2:03 a.m., glass shattered. A rock hit our floor, note attached, "Get out." Then the barn alarm screamed. Fire. Flames devoured our history. Grandpa fought with a hose. I saved the animals. Rusty led the hens out, and Rusty the dog herded goats. Half the roof collapsed. Grandpa sank to the ground, defeated for the first time. The community arrived at dawn. Farmers, veterans, neighbors with coffee, hay hammers. Ms. Evelyn proved that Margaret misused $80,000 in HOA funds. Sheriff Tom got a restraining order and killed the zoning petition. Then Tina, Margaret's assistant, showed up, trembling. "I recorded her planning the fire," she said. "The audio was chilling. Torch the barn. It'll scare them off." My stomach churned. We gave it to Sheriff Tom. By nightfall, Margaret was arrested. Arson, trespassing, animal cruelty, and fraud. Pineview HOA dissolved. We rebuilt the barn, fireproof, with cameras, named the Phoenix Shed. Rusty got a free ranch tag. I started a blog, Fence Line Freedom, sharing stories of fighting bullies. 6 months later, the ranch thrived. The Phoenix Shed stood proud. Neighbors formed landowner groups. A Homestead Protection Act was passed, curbing HOA power. Margaret got probation, a fine, and was banned from HOAs. A young couple, veterans, asked for help against a new HOA. Grandpa shared our playbook. Fight with truth and neighbors, he said. Watching the sunset, I asked, think we'd make it? He chuckled. Knew when Rusty crowed. The porch camera recorded it, our history. Grandpa looked skyward. They built us a platform, Ethan, for freedom. What do you think? Was Grandpa's electric fence justice or vengeance? Should communities fight bullies with force or law? Share your stand in the comments. Let's debate violence, injustice, and standing your ground.